Right, guys, who would have believed that we're back with the Motorsport Manager 2018 McLaren series? Now, I haven't uploaded this in about, this is not even exaggerating, probably like months, 3 months, maybe even 4 months. And unfortunately, there's no excuses for that, man. It's just down to me being a lazy piece of shit. But I can say that this series is back now. I originally planned to upload 2 episodes a week, practice and qualifying on Saturday and the race on Sunday. And from now on, that is how this series is going to advance. So on Saturday, we're going to have the practice and qualifying, and on the Sunday, we're going to have the race. And yeah, we'll get into as many seasons as we can. Now, since it's been a while, hopefully the guys that were watching it, you are still interested, you still want to see it, because it is going to be, like I said, featuring on the channel 2 days a week. And I just want to make another point here. You might think I'm being lazy and I'm just playing laptop games, but like I said, I've been moving house. I was in the middle of moving house and moving jobs, and I had my Xbox packed away, my PS4 packed away, and I just wasn't able to, record, to get the capture card set up. It's a lot of hassle, whereas your laptop, you can just kind of pull your laptop out anywhere and, make vids, whereas with the PlayStation or the Xbox, you need to get the actual console, you need to get the controllers, you need batteries, you need to get a TV, HDMI cables, man. It's fucking pain in the ass. And plus, you need somewhere to put it. And at the moment, I just have any space. But I think I will be making Xbox videos and PlayStation videos again in the next week. So, don't get your hopes up. But I'm hoping to have the Hearts career mode, the Schalke career mode, and all that other stuff returning, the Heavy Rain series, and hopefully new series, because we're getting to the time now where the new games come out. So we'll be looking to do a career mode in the F1 2019 game. Then obviously we've got PES coming out with the Scottish Premiership officially licensed, which should be great. We've got FIFA 19 coming out. Should be a lot of good games coming out. There's Days Gone. I think the zombie survival game looks really fucking good. I'll be playing that. Silent Hill 2. No, not Resident Evil 2. When that comes out, I think that's coming out at the start of next year. We'll be playing that. Going to be lots of different videos coming to the channel, not just the same shit over and over again, right? But regardless, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Motorsport Manager now. Just a wee, before I do talk, I know I just said we're going to talk about Motorsport Manager. I'm just going to, go off track here, but pun not intended, but I'll take it anyway, off track. McLaren in real life went to absolute shite. Started the season not bad, I'll give them credit. I mean, well, Alonso did start the season alright, and he was scoring consistent points finishes, and we heard these rumours about how McLaren had massive upgrades coming to them in Spain, and it could improve the car by anywhere by about 8 tenths to 2 seconds. And I honestly thought heading into Spain Alonso could challenge for the title. Yes, I knew he wasn't favourite. Yes, I knew the McLaren didn't have the outright pace of the top 3 teams. But I thought, you know what? Alonso said Australia would be their worst track, and he got a 5th place finish. And then his points were consistent. I believe heading into Spain he was above Kimi Raikkonen, Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. And I thought, well, if they're going to improve by at least 8 tenths, that makes McLaren 4th best at worst. It puts them in front of Haas. So that means at worst, Alonso's going to finish 7th every race. And then he is capable of beating the Red Bulls. He's capable of beating Kimi Raikkonen, who a lot of times has poor races. And then you know that if things go right for him, of course, if he's in a car that's half decent, he can win races or he can get podiums. So yeah, I thought he had an outside shot at winning the title. But since Spain, I don't know what's happened to McLaren. They've went backwards. Every race they seem to get worse, and now they're battling Williams not to finish on the the last row of the grid in qualifying. It's fucking embarrassing, man. But anyway, hopefully that's not going to be the case here. Now let's have a quick refresh of what actually happened in our opening 2 races. So we started off the season in Sydney, Australia, and much to my surprise, much to my delight, yes, there was a bit of rain, I think, on the track, if I can remember correct. Well, it says there wasn't, but alright, maybe there wasn't. It has been about 4 months since I played this. But we did get a 3rd and 6th place finish. Alonso got a podium in a McLaren. Who would have thought it? So we only finished under 10 seconds behind the race winner, which was Ricciardo. Yes, it was a bit of a chaotic race, but you'll take it, man. A podium. Van Dormen 6th. I was absolutely delighted with that. Picking up a solid 23 points from the opening race, round 1. And then heading into Dubai, I thought, can we keep that up? Can we give a title chance, just like I thought Alonso could? Can we give the title in Motorsport Manager 2018? Can we? No, can we? Fuck, look at that, Dubai, man. Not even in the points. You see, Mercedes 1, 2, just showing their dominance. Valtteri Bottas from Lewis Hamilton. Van Dorn finishing 11th, just outside the points. He got overtaken on the last lap, if I remember correctly. Just like that, finishing 6th behind Sainz, which is really disappointing. And then Alonso at DNF, the car just wasn't up to it. So there you go. Definitely a mixed bag. Australia was fantastic. Dubai was not so great, let's be honest. So we're heading into China now. We'll have a quick look at the standings. I think we need to bounce back over a good race. You can see we're 7th and 8th, so we're where you would expect us to be, or we're probably doing better than you'd expect us to be. Let's be honest. No one would. You'd probably expect Alonso to be competing for 7th, Van Dorn around about 11th, 12th, 13th, if we're being honest. But no, we've got both drivers. We're best of the rest, and I believe we're also 4th in the constructors. We're bound to be 4th in the constructors. If I knew how to change it, guys, I bloody would, but apparently I don't. Oh, it's right there. It's right to the left. I must be blind here. You can see we're 4th. We've got a comfortable lead over Force India, Renault and Haas, who are not doing that well at all in this season. But like I said, there's only 2 races in, so let's get into Dubai. Not Dubai, fuck me, I've already did Dubai. This is what happens when you don't play Motorsport Manager in 4 months. Your head gets frazzled, man. You don't even know what to talk. You don't even know what you're talking about. Am I getting ready for a race here, or a 12-round fucking boxing match with Anthony Joshua? I couldn't tell you. Been that long since I played it. But we're heading into Beijing now. We need a good session here. Give us confidence for qualifying. Hopefully get a decent starting position on the grid, and then we can try and get some points in the bag. Alright guys, so practice is over. I don't know how we did it, but we somehow managed to come 2nd with Van Dorn and 6th with Fernando Alonso. Strange, because Fernando Alonso seemed to have the pace over Van Dorn for most of the session. But when we switched them onto the softer tyres towards the end, it was Stoffel Van Dorn with a little tweak of the car who was putting in the faster lap times. 4 times faster to be exact, so I don't know what that's down to. Maybe Fernando Alonso was holding back a little bit, or maybe Stoffel Van Dorn's just got the upper hand of his teammate this weekend. We'll see what happens in qualifying and the race, but so far so good. Happy to be 2nd and 6th. We also got Nico Hulkenberg up there for Renault, which was a good result. Kevin Magnussen 7th as well. But you just feel like maybe the Red Bulls are holding back and stuff like that in the Mercedes too. And Vettel as well in the Fryer. Let's be honest, I don't honestly believe that Stoffel Van Dorn will be, competing for the win come the race, or competing for pole come quali. But it's positive signs so far. Looks like we can compete for very good points here though. Maybe even get a top 6 finish. But anyway, on to qualifying we go. Okay guys, so we've got 1 minute and 18 seconds left to qualifying. I do not know what happened to the pace in practice, but it's totally disappeared. Van Dorn sitting in 13th position, just a few places above the drop hold. And who would have thought that, man, after practice, where he was comfortably 2nd, challenging Vettel for 1st. He's just not been good enough so far today, and I just don't know whether he's even going to make it to the line here. He's got 20 odd seconds. I think he is going to be able to start a new lap, but it'll need to be a good lap because there is people behind him, I think, that can challenge. Perhaps not. I'm looking at no. I think everyone behind Van Dorn's done. I don't think anybody is on a lap, so it looks like Van Dorn is going to be saved, but certainly not good enough. And it doesn't look like with that pace, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get into Q3. And after practice, man, I thought we were looking good to get both cars in Q3. It just doesn't appear like that's going to be the case now. Although he did get himself up to 7th and above Fernando Alonso, so maybe I'm talking absolute shite. But Vettel reigned supreme yesterday, and he reigns supreme today, at least in Q1. We will be heading into Q2 shortly, but the drivers eliminated in this session are Ocon, Hartley, Gasly, Stroll and Sorokin. Williams just having a shit time at the moment, bang last, and it doesn't get much better for them than that. Alright, so with 150 left in Q2, we've got Alonso in 3rd. Van Dorn is currently out of the top 10 at the moment, but look how close it is. Alonso, if he loses 2 temps, he's going to be out of the top 10, which is crazy. Just 2 temps separates 3rd down to 10th, really. So Alonso to Magnussen all separated by just slightly over 2 temps. It's crazy. We need another solid lap here. That might not be enough. I think it's unlikely everyone behind Alonso is going to improve, but they might. You never know. As for Van Dorn, what can he do? He's went green, he's went faster, and he's improved, he's went faster in Sector 1. Can he go green in Sector 2? He's going to have to, he has as well. He's about 4 attempts off at the moment. This is looking pretty good. I think Van Dorn might just get himself into the top 10 here. And he doesn't. It's a poor last sector, doesn't get him into Q3, and Van Dorn has been eliminated. Alonso has dropped a few places, but thankfully everyone has completed their lap now, and Alonso will be into the next round. Again, Mercedes, another 1-2 for them. This time Vettel, who was done so well this weekend, first in the first 2 sessions practicing in Q1, this time barely hangs on, almost eliminated there. Joint 10th with Magnussen, so interesting stuff as we head into Q3, but Van Dorn eliminated, unfortunately. I didn't think I'd be saying that after practice, how well he was doing and being in second place, but there you see, man, it's plain as day. Ericsson, Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Nico Hulkenberg and Stoffel Van Dorn all being eliminated in Q2, and we'll be coming up with Q3 shortly. Alright guys, well this is going to be it. Just over 2 minutes left of the final qualifying session. You can see we're currently sitting in 7th place, but at the same time as Bottas, but I think he said it first and that's why he's in front of us. Doesn't look like we're going to crack the top 6, but we've got a comfortable margin back to Carlos Sainz, so it looks like Alonso is going to be best of the rest. We know we can't really compete with the top 3 teams, but we seem to be best of the rest so far, and Alonso consolidating that position here with a solid qualifying session so far. Just a shame we don't have Van Dorn in there, but he is starting 11th. He can pick whatever tyre he wants, so don't make any mistakes here. Stoffel Van Dorn is still in a very good position for the race. Let's see what Alonso can do. He's went green. He's only 4 tenths off of Hamilton. This is an amazing Sector 1 for Alonso. He's leading now. My eyes deceiving me. He's actually up on Lewis Hamilton. And I don't know what happened there. Oh, he's went 2 tenths behind. Alonso gets us up into second. Vettel though blasts Alonso's time out the water. And I think that's going to do it. I think everyone else has ran, and it looks like Fernando Alonso has managed to qualify 3rd on the grid with the McLaren. Who would have thought that? After, I don't know, well, probably after practice, like maybe a couple of people might have thought that, but going into this weekend, we had a horrible last race in Dubai. We needed to bounce back, and we've done exactly that. You can see Vettel going offline there, collecting some dirt on the tyres. How realistic was that, man? Unless it was an error, I don't know. But Vettel getting pole position, he probably deserves it. I mean, he was fastest in 3 of the 4 sessions. He did have a terrible Sector 2, qualifying 2, but at least he got through. But it's strange, he could have so easily been out. Could have been Vettel starting 11th, but it's not. He's starting 1st. Hamilton 2nd, Alonso 3rd, Raikkonen 4th. The Red Bulls on the 3rd row of the grid, should I say. Fuck me, learn to speak English, Jamie. Danny Ricciardo and Max Verstappen. Grosjean 7th, Bottas down in 8th, which was very poor for him. Sainz in 9th, and Kevin Magnussen rounded at the top 10. And obviously, like I said, we've got Stoffel Van Dorn starting 11th. We can do good things from that position. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Join back tomorrow. It will be race time, and hopefully we can convert that 3rd place qualifying position into a podium. If not even a win, it could be possible. You have to tune back tomorrow to see. And don't forget, Stoffel Van Dorn starting at 11th. He has the choice of any tyre he wants. It could be crucial. We were doing a lot of running on the soft and harder compound tyres, so that will always be an option. And we'll see heading into the race. We've got Alonso up 3rd. Maybe we should try something different with Stoffel Van Dorn. And I don't know, see if we can get him further up the grid. But that's going to do it, guys. Like I said, check back tomorrow. And until next time, I was going to say peace, but I'll end it with, fuck me, hopefully Vettel doesn't win the German Grand Prix on Sunday, because that would just be absolute shite if he does. I mean, we want a cool title race, you know what I mean? We want to go close to the wire, and at the moment, I just feel like Ferrari have the superior car, and I feel like Vettel's pulling away. Hamilton the better driver, but Vettel does seem to have more luck on his side, and he has been treated as a number 1 at Ferrari, whereas I don't think you can say the same about Hamilton. Albeit Hamilton is clearly the number 1 in terms of performance. I think that Mercedes have treated both drivers very fairly over their since their existence actually. I don't really remember them favouring one driver over the other, and it looks like that's going to be the case again this season. So yeah, man, interesting. Let me know down below who you think's going to win the German Grand Prix. Let me know who you think's going to win the Beijing Grand Prix. Hopefully us, but it's going to be very hard to catch and keep up with Vettel and Hamilton. Anyway, till next time, guys. Peace.